Crying is cleansing. There's a reason for the tears. Happiness or sadness. Dionne Warwick. So, reason for this one, because I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to talk about my feelings. Well, you got them. And I saw a post on Facebook the other day about a brother losing his his brother, his in-service brother, it appears. And he said he didn't want to cry. And I'm thinking to myself, if I've lost somebody, I'm crying. I've cried. My dad died a couple of years ago. I held it together until I saw his body in the coffin, and I fucking lost it. Uh, that was not pretty. My mom died. I think I cried for years. I've lost people in service. I've lost soldiers. And I've cried for each one of them. Now, does that make me a wuss? I don't think so. It does mean that I have my emotions and I'm not afraid to show them. Now, I may not be a blubbering fool out in front of everybody, but I will find my quiet spot and I will sit there and think or whatever I need to do when those emotions are hitting me, and then try to get it out. It's cleansing. It is like, right, it is, your tears are like writing a dang song, the saddest song you've ever seen or the happiest song you've ever heard. It is getting those emotions out of you, because if we hold them all in, it becomes one big jumbled mess that we don't know how to deal with. And that can lead to the edge of the cliff if we keep it all in, especially those of us that have had a lot of trauma, whether it is combat or just life. We have to be comfortable in our own skin enough to at least find that quiet corner and let it all out. It helps. Now, I'm not saying you cry at every rom-com. I'm not saying you cry during Band of Brothers or Saving Private Ryan, though guilty. You are built with the emotions that you have. And yes, especially Gen X was taught to bury it. And that goes for all of them, because I know I tell my kids to, moderate. That's not exactly the word I use. What are you crying about? Why are you crying? Is there a reason for the crying? And we go through it. Try to figure out what's going on. Now, I'm not a perfect parent. Sometimes when that comes out, it's not always the nicest, and that sucks. Morning. Have a good day. Be safe. Oh, yeah. But, yeah, those emotions are real, and we have to figure out where they are. But, you don't want to be that crybaby, but you also don't want to be the one that never shows an emotion. After talking with my dad before he passed, a couple of years before he passed, talked to him a little bit about this, and it's something that, was keeping private because, well, it's a conversation. But I told him I never saw him cry. I didn't see him cry when his own dad died. I asked him about it. I was like, do you ever cry? I was like, because there's times I'm ready to just break down, as a father of 4, father of 5, and everything going on in my life. And he's like, dude, he goes, you don't see 90% of what goes on in anybody's particular life. You don't know if they're sitting in there crying. He goes, I don't cry in front of you because I try to be strong. And I said, I get that because I try to do that with mine. I said, but do you think that it would be not a bad thing to occasionally let somebody know that you got feelings? And he's like, thinking about it, looking back on life, probably not a bad thing. And that's coming from, at the time, probably a 70-year-old. So, and he was a vet too, maybe. So I'm going to cut this pretty quick, but I just want to say, please, don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to have the emotions that you have over the life things that go on, especially the traumatic ones, the ones that beat you up the most, because we're never going to get them out if we can't get through. I love y'all, and I really want to see us become a healthy community. We've done too much and given too much for ourselves, our brothers and sisters in this country, for us to end up on the edge of the cliff and jumping. I love y'all. This has been day 1502, 22 for 22. Good morning. Please stay in your fight. Do not quit. If you feel like unaliving yourself, please tell yourself, not today, and tell yourself that as often as you need to make sure that you get through. And that is because you have survived 100% of your worst days thus far. So let's keep you in that streak alive. You've got this. You can do this. Where you find this video in all the Facebook groups and on TikTok and my personal page and From the Edge of Thriving, you will find thousands of brothers and sisters with like and similar experiences that are willing to talk to you. So please know that you're not alone, that you do matter, and that you are 100% worthy. I love you all. We'll see you here tomorrow. Thanks for being on my journey with me, and I'm glad to be on your journey with you. And I'm glad to be here living my life. Let's hope we can get everybody to the same plane. Love y'all. Tough out.